Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. I am so excited for today's pick a card reading. This is a really exciting topic and I'm just happy to be here. I'm not gonna lie, I did not get a lot of sleep because Yumi didn't want to sleep and she kept me up all night, but I'm in a good mood. It's spring, the weather is warm, my nails are yellow, and I'm ready to get into it. Today's reading is very special because it is a collaboration with a dear friend of mine, Victasia, who goes by Tarot with Tay on her tarot YouTube channel. I have been friends with Victasia for at least 3 years. We met for the first time in person in 2022 in Florida. It was iconic. And then we met again in 2023 with ASO, which was even more so iconic. And I haven't seen her since then. Tay, if you're watching this, I miss you and I'm so proud of you and I can't wait to see you soon. I have to say, Tay has some of the most interesting and unique topics that are very much focused on self-discovery, self-belief, and self-growth. I actually want to read her channel description because I really like it. Live long and prosper. I'm here to motivate you to live authentically and shine brightly as you live your truth to co-create and maintain a life you love to live. It is safe to be yourself here as God so intended. I highly recommend checking out her tarot reading channel. Of course, there's going to be a reading on her channel that goes with this one. And Victasia is also such a talented artist, musician, rapper, songwriter, singer, lyricist, visionary, the aesthetic. It's all very, very good. I'm so proud of her and her musical journey. And we are going to collab, okay? I've been meaning to. We actually have a song on the back burner who needs to see the light of day, but there will be more to come. So I'm gonna have her YouTube channel linked down below, her vlog channel, she also has a vlog channel, and her music so that you can be blessed with the world of Victasia. I know it's a lot to handle, the Aries fire, but sometimes you just can't get enough. Fun fact, KINO, ASO, why did I call myself in the third person? Myself, ASO, and Victasia are all April Aries. So when we get together, it's a lot. The vibes are incredible. And I wish for everyone to have a little soul tribe like we do. Okay, anyway. Enough blabbing about how amazing Victasia is. We're gonna get into the reading. So, as you can see from the title, today's reading topic is all about your next glow up, your next level up. So this reading here on my channel is going to be focused on your inward glow up. So here we are going to be focusing on the mindset shifts and the energetic upgrades, the spiritual and personal growth, your inner transformation that is allowing you to level up. And then in Victasia's reading, it's going to be more externally focused. So in her reading, you're going to see how your life and how the world around you is going to be changing. How is your reality going to be leveling up? So if you watch both of the readings together, you will be able to get a full picture of your ascension. There are 3 groups to choose from today, so I'm going to show you each of these crystals up close one by one, and please pick whichever one you feel drawn to the most. You can, of course, choose more than one. You may even feel drawn to all 3 because your leveling up potential is limitless. But without further ado, let's get a close-up look at each of your options. Option number 1 is Sulfur Quartz. Option number 2 is Angel Aura Rose Quartz. And option number 3 is Amazonite. After I finish showing you the options, the camera timer is at 555, which is the number of change. So I feel like that's a really good sign for today's reading. I'm excited to get into it. Please take your time to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. And I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number one. Hi, number ones. So if you guys chose the Sulfur in Quartz, this is going to be a reading all about your inner leveling up. So there is a song that is coming to me for my group number ones and a whole message with that. And I feel like this is going to be our first energy check to know if this is your group. So the song is called Take Your Vibes and Go. And it's supposed to be just like a fun dance song. I think I thought into the lyrics a little bit too deeply, but basically the gist of the song is like, why did you come to this party if you're just gonna like stand there and be stiff and boring and not dance? Why don't you just go home? Like, take your vibes and go kind of vibe. And I guess from the narrator's perspective, they're like, oh, what? So you're too cool to dance? Like, you're too cool to act like you're having fun at this party and let loose? But me listening to the song, I always thought about it in the other way. Like, what if that person is shy? What if that person doesn't know how to dance? What if that person is embarrassed? What if they want to get in on the fun action, but they just don't know how and they feel a little bit awkward? And what if we're all just allowed to be present at the party in a way that feels comfortable to us, whether that is dancing or standing still? Why does it matter to you, narrator? That's always how I felt it, hence why I think I was reading way too deeply into it. It's a great song, it's a vibe. But I feel like the first message for my group number ones in terms of your glow up is either that you could be starting to feel more comfortable coming out of your shell, less, how do I say that? I guess less concerned about how you might be perceived and just able to let loose and have fun out of your shell. However, I think for others of you, it's actually you are starting to feel comfortable in your shell. You know what? I quite like my shell, and I'm not going to be pressured to come out of it because someone thinks I'm boring, or someone thinks I'm stuck up, or someone thinks I'm antisocial just because I like being in my shell. I like it in here. So you could resonate with either or. Maybe there is some way that you resonate with both, but that is the first message that was coming to my mind. And I do recommend listening to that song because it's very good. Anyway, I wanted to start with a passage from the Crystal Bible. This was originally going to be the energy check, but then we got that intuitive message to start off. So let's get you a passage from the Crystal Bible. Okay, white spirit quartz, okay, and citrine and smoky quartz. What do I know about these? Spirit quartz will always make me think of music because one of the first crystal themed oracle decks I got just happens to associate spirit quartz with music. So that's really like ingrained in my mind. Citrine makes me think of money coming in, abundance. I always think of it being called the merchant stone. Apparently business owners would like put citrine in their safe to bring money. At least I read that somewhere. And smoky quartz makes me think of protection. Some of you could be making money through music. Some of you could be finding music to be a successful manifestation technique, like listening to meditative or manifestation music or singing along with the song and really feeling the lyrics and speaking it into existence. I also think there's a message here that your money and your material resources are protected and your talents are protected, meaning that nobody can copy you and nobody can exploit your talents. If someone tried to copy you, it would just look like a version that came from Temu. Like, they wouldn't be able to capture your essence. So your gifts and talents are protected. They are unique to you. Your resources are protected. I just want to say very broadly that no one can steal from you. No one can steal from you what is yours. And the same thing goes for opportunities. The same thing goes for connections. If it is meant to be yours, it will be yours. And for a human to think that they can interfere with that is very naive and silly, because it's already been written for you and nothing can mess with that. I happened to open this on a page that had multiple crystals, but they seem to all be in the same color range, like a reddish orange brown. I would even say bronze or gold could be significant colors for you. This could be a color that brings you luck. I'm also thinking of a rusty color. It feels very warm and grounding and magical. We are on the pages 374 and 375, which could be significant to you. We have the direction of southeast being highlighted, the place of the ancestors, and center, the place of above and below and all that is. I'm not going to read this whole page, but do feel free to pause the video if there's something jumping out at you or if you just wanted to slowly read through it. But with that, we are going to get into the cards. Since I started filming this group, I've been occasionally looking up at the camera timer, and I saw 305, the area code of Miami, which is where I met Victasia last, our collaborator. And I also saw the area code of my hometown. So some of you could be switching area codes in the near future, or getting a new phone number. There is something about your energy becoming less accessible, and this is coming through as a positive thing. There was that message of nobody can steal from you, and that message about changing your phone number, this could be more so metaphorical for some of you, because when you change your phone number, people don't know how to reach you. It's as if you had a million contacts who knew your old phone number, but then you get a new one and you only tell a select few. You only tell people you're very close to. I do think you're becoming less accessible with your energy and very comfortable with the idea that some people might see that as like, oh, you're closed off. Oh, you're being antisocial. Oh, you think you're better than me because you won't like give me access to this and that. And it's like, no, but also if you want to view me that way, that's okay. I care about how I view myself and my close circle, basically. Okay, so we're gonna pull 3 tarot cards, and then I'm gonna clarify each of those with an oracle card. Woo! We have the Knight of Swords, the 3 of Swords, and Temperance. Kind of want to order them like this: Major Arcana, Court card, Minor Arcana. To clarify these energies, to clarify the Temperance card, we have Time Machine with the number 3. Ooh, okay. To clarify the Knight of Swords, we have Roots of Abundance with the number 2. And to clarify the 3 of Swords, we have Quieting the Mind. Oh, wow, with the number 32. So look at what we have here. We have 3, 2, and 32. 3232. So that's a significant number for you. It could also be the number 23 or 22 or 33. We have the root chakra present here and the throat chakra, which is very much speaking things into existence. I think a part of your inward glow up is recognizing the weight that your words have and being very intentional with the words you speak and the words you write, as well as the words you read and the words you listen to. This is actually reminding me, it's interesting that I felt called to read VICTASIA'S channel bio in the intro, because there is a disclaimer in the second part of it that talks about be very discerning about who you let read your cards and who you let speak onto your energy. And that feels very much like this. Recognizing the weight of words. So what you choose to speak about your present, about your future, about yourself, about your relationships, about the patterns that you may or may not be perpetuating, about the world, about society. Whatever you speak will become real. Or another way to interpret this is whatever you speak about frequently, your brain will learn to see more of that in the world around you. And it creates a feedback loop. Be very mindful of your words, because you are quite literally speaking things into existence right now. And this is very exciting. This is very exciting energy. I also want to look at the bottom of the deck. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Yep. You are at a divine turning point in your life. I'm hearing it's time to shake things up. It's time for change. It's time for a new era. It's a divinely ordained new era for you that no one can take away, that no one can interfere with. It's already been written for you. In terms of zodiac energy that we have present here, Jupiter energy is actually quite strong. Both Temperance and the Wheel of Fortune have associations with Jupiter. So there's definitely an energy of growth, expansion, and abundance. And we have a little bit of Saturn here. So it feels like you are in a growth and abundance mindset with also the necessary discipline to make your big dreams real in the 3D reality. Sagittarius and Pisces energy could be significant, as well as Aquarius and Libra energy. But of course, don't hang on too much to the zodiac signs. The main energy that we're speaking about is more important. Let's start over here with your Temperance and Time Machine. This very much feels like in your inner world, you are transcending time. It's like you're no longer viewing your experience in the context of time. I have to do XYZ by this age. It's taken me X number of years to manifest this. I've been struggling with blah, blah, blah for this many months, for this many years. How much time has gone by? How much time do I have left? How much longer is it going to be before my manifestation comes? How much longer do I have to wait? How long is this? How long is that? Like, I feel like you are transcending time. I just filmed a reading recently, like a general reading, and I felt like I was saying you're collapsing time a lot. And I'm not sure if I even know exactly what that means, but I feel like you are doing that somehow. Temperance is a card that comes after the Death card. So death is like the end of your life on the mortal plane, and Temperance, which comes after that, is like this being who has transcended it. You are somehow transcending the material world, and you can make some weird shit happen. If you look at this Temperance angel, this Temperance being, the fluid that they are pouring is defying the laws of physics. You could be literally creating ripples in time-space because your energy and your focus is so powerful. Some of you are manifesting revisions in your timeline. This is a concept that I find super trippy, but that has personally happened to me. And it's like we think a lot about manifesting things in our future, but you can also manifest things to have happened differently in your past. And it does feel like a glitch when it happens because you're so sure that something happened in a certain way, but now all the evidence shows that it happened differently. And you can almost rewrite memories to something that is more favorable. So I think your manifestation practice, you're learning how to expand your mind and not just manifest like in the present onwards, but at any point in your timeline. And you can summon future versions of you into the present. You can summon past versions of you into the present. You can even summon versions of you that exist in and I want to use finger quotes, a past life or a future life. And I think I use finger quotes because from this new perspective that you're on, it's not past or future, it's all now. Your past lives and future lives are concurrent, if that's the right word. And so you can access all of those different perspectives from where you are right now. If this is not happening to you yet, I feel like your experience of time is going to start to feel very wonky, and you're not getting caught up in society's obsession with time and urgency and things happening by a certain age or by a certain deadline, because how can time exist if you're infinite? Time only exists when you are in the perspective that there's a finite amount of time. And when you transcend that, time kind of becomes irrelevant or just non-existent. I've been sharing this video with so many people and I think I'm going to share it with you too, group number one. But it's a video that I think the person who made the video is just channeling. I don't think it's scripted, but they are spitting wisdom and facts that when you're in the creative flow, time stops existing. You don't care how old you are. You don't care how long it's taking. You're just in the moment and you're creating. So I will link that video if you feel called to it. I didn't explain it super well, but it really resonates with me. Next, we have Knight of Swords and Roots of Abundance. When I first saw the Knight of Swords come out, the first thing that came to my mind was an increase in your mental energy and mental focus. So if I just use myself as an example, when I first started my channel, I would get tired after like filming a 20-minute reading. I'd be like, whew. And these days now, like my videos are getting longer. I guess I'm more comfortable with channeling and I get more into detail. And then like I do extended readings sometimes. And sometimes these readings end up being like 2, 3, 4, sometimes close to 5 hours if you include the extended. And so it's like my capacity to channel and process information grew over the years. In your case, this might be happening in a very short time where suddenly you find yourself able to focus for much longer periods and absorb and retain much more information than you previously could, or output more information than you previously could. Let's say you're a writer, and in the past you would write like a couple pages and then you have to take a break. And these days, somehow you can just get in the flow and write a whole chapter or write a whole essay, or you can study a whole chapter of a textbook and it just stays in your brain. There's memes of like me after studying for 3 minutes, and it's like that episode of America's Next Top Model where Tyra pretends to faint. I've been working so hard, you guys, I'm so tired, and then she faints. And it's like me after studying for 3 minutes. Maybe some of you resonate with having been in that energy in the past, but your ability to focus and absorb and retain information is increasing. I do feel like I want to make a note here that there's no moral superiority or inferiority with this. It's not like you're better because you can focus more or worse because you can focus less, but I do think it's going to help you reach your goals faster. I can say that much. Roots of abundance definitely feels like you rooting your goals in this reality and generating abundance from them. And you're laying foundations right now with this very deep focus and concentrated work that's going to make things super easy and breezy for your future self. You're laying all the, I want to say troublesome, all the troublesome and mundane foundations now so that in the future, some process is very quick and easy for you. You're setting up something once and then you don't have to think about it. And then finally, we have the Three of Swords and quieting the mind. So this is, the Three of Swords is very mental, just being a swords card. It feels very mental in nature, even though there is, there's a crying heart on this card, and I just heard your own thoughts hurt your feelings. Oh my gosh, I do this. I think we all do this sometimes, where we hurt our own feelings by playing out some scenario in our mind that may or may not even be true, may or may not even come to pass. Sometimes I'll just be playing out fake arguments in my head and making myself mad. Sometimes I think the brain is just bored. So some of you could do things like that. You could revisit past memories that are sad, even though there's no, I want to say there's no food there for you. I guess there's no nourishment there for you. There's nothing more to learn or to gain from it. It's just like hurting yourself over and over again. And quieting the mind, I feel like, is your ability to transcend this. And I also do want to make a note here that this energy does feel like something that is distinctly different than a spiritual bypassing or like ignoring your negative thoughts, because what I see here feels more like just a habit of the mind. Like it's gotten in the habit of playing out upsetting scenarios or negative what ifs, like what if the worst happens, and worry about this and worry about that, and oh, remember that sad thing that happened. This doesn't feel like oh, I need to sit and be present with this and do shadow work. It feels like, oh, there goes my monkey brain again, like talking about some nonsense, just annoying me or getting me upset for no reason. And I think quieting the mind is showing your ability to transcend this. The iris on this card too, there's an iris here and an iris here. Like they're both irises. Maybe this iris in the sky represents the third eye. The eye that sees beyond. That came out in the same general reading that I was talking about collapsing time. There was also a message about seeing with eyes rather than seeing with the mind, in the sense that eyes just see things for what they are, but the mind likes to try to create a narrative or try to create a meaning, sometimes that is not even there. So I think there's something here about an increased awareness of the ways that you have contributed to your own pain or mental suffering. And we all do this. The human brain just likes to do this sometimes. I don't know. This imagery looks like someone meditating. So this could quite literally be a meditative practice for you, where you're getting in the habits of observing your thoughts and discerning, like, is there a reason I'm holding on to this negative thought? Am I holding on to this negative thought because my heart is crying out for attention or crying out for a pain to be seen? Or am I holding on to this negative thought because my mind got stuck there like a Roomba in the corner of a room and I have to go and like pick it up and get it unstuck so that it can keep moving along. Yeah, I guess that's one of the functions of what meditation can be, is like observing your thoughts and like, I seem to be holding on to this. Is there a good reason for that? Let's evaluate. And if no, I can easily let it go. I wanted to roll dice for this reading and then I forgot. So let's do that now at the end. I wanted to like roll a die to clarify each of these energies. We can just do that now. So actually, anything else you should know about this temperance, time machine, transcending time? We have the number 11. This is making me think of something happening in the 11th hour. Like something could be pulling through at the last minute. The 11th house makes me think of friends and community. So I know like what we were describing here, it sounds kind of out there, but if you meet people or are exposed to more people who are living like this and manifesting like this, it will start to feel less and less woo-woo and more commonplace. And the more commonplace something feels, the more effortlessly you'll be able to manifest. Any last clarifying messages about your increased ability to focus? Leo. Okay, so for a lot of you, this could be focus in your creative flow or in your passion. One of the things that may be helping you to focus and retain more or output more is kind of disregarding advice that may be out there in the world and focusing on what feels good to you and what feels exciting to you and what is fun to you. There's a lot of things in my workflow that probably seem very inefficient, but it makes it fun for me, so I do it anyway. And I feel like at the end of the day, that actually ends up being more efficient. If I'm doing the way that feels efficient, quote unquote, on paper, and I get bored, I'm probably gonna stop. And that seems pretty inefficient to me, in my humble opinion. So focusing on what's fun, even though popular advice might say that's inefficient or that's gonna take longer, that will make you go farther, and you're gonna get there faster if you don't stop because you're bored to death. I'll just say that. Okay, and any clarification about this learning how to let go of negative thoughts? We have a number 3. Yep, I feel like this is such a nothing statement, but it's all in the mind. After we've been talking about the mind, like, yes, that's very literal. The 3rd house can also talk about words and communication, which we were talking about that earlier in your reading, recognizing the weight of your words. And in that moment, I cannot think of the words to say. Maybe that in itself is a message for some of you. I'm thinking about how sometimes we'll look back on previous difficulties or previous conflicts and think like, oh, I would have said this and this and this, so that we can kind of win the argument in our head. And honestly, maybe you can revise some things just to bring yourself closure. I think that this is actually a practice that some people do and that is effective. And I've even heard that it can help with recurring nightmares. Like if you write out the dream, but then write the ending differently, it can make the recurring nightmares stop. Because when you write out an alternate ending, it like suggests to your brain that it has been resolved. And so it can stop showing you this pattern. Some of you, yeah, like this is going back to that revision message. You can give, if some thought from the past is really haunting you, you can give it an alternate ending and move on. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to say it doesn't matter how it happened, because that could sound invalidating, but all that memory is doing now is tormenting you. There's nothing left to learn from it. So if you can change that memory and tell your brain like, hey, it's resolved, then why not do that? I think that is very fine. And I think you are kind of in this era where you're manifesting different outcomes all throughout the timeline, past, present, and future. You can not only mold the future, you can mold the past too. It sounds kind of weird, but you can. Leo in the 3rd, a Gemini rising could be significant. Leo in 11th, a Libra rising could be significant. But I think those are all the messages for my group number 1s. So thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. Victasia's reading is going to be linked down below, where she's going to focus more on your leveling up externally. So what's happening in your life, in the world around you. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Thank you, Victasia, for collabing with me. Thank you for watching. I'm telling you, once I deviate from the outro, I can never find my way back. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have a link down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where we now have over 120 exclusive, timeless pick-a-card readings, just like the ones here on my channel. We also have 2 new readings every month, and the topics are chosen by you. It's a great time over there. And I'm gonna link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I will also have my latest release link down below. Thank you guys so, so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really, really appreciate having you here. And I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, to all versions of you in all timelines, and your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on Earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi number 2s, so if you guys chose the Angel Aura Rose Quartz, this is going to be your reading. I appreciate the crystals with aura on them so much because they're one of the few things that looks good on camera when the glare is hitting it. I wonder if that's a message for some of you, like looking really good in a certain lighting or enjoying more natural light or something like that. But anyway, there's actually a few different intuitive messages that are coming through before we get into the cards. So these could be like energy checks for you to make sure that this is your group. I had such a stubborn visual in my mind's eye of a strawberry. I just could not get strawberry off my mind. And then I thought of strawberry blonde, which is a hair color, but it's also the name of a bakery in my hometown that is vegan and I think also gluten-free. So there could be a message for some of you that part of your inner glow up is changing your diet. Even if that doesn't literally have to be that you're going vegan or gluten-free, but just changing something in your diet with your physical health in mind, that could lead to your inner glow up. And because I had strawberry so strongly in my mind, I went into my Green Witch Oracle because I know there's a strawberry card in there. And the strawberry card in this deck has the keyword agreement, and it's the number 24. So this might be a very specific message, but some of you are going to be receiving news in the next 24 hours about an agreement that has gone through. Something has been approved, something has been accepted, a contract has been signed, an agreement has been reached, something has been made official. You'll be receiving this news in the next 24 hours. Alternatively, if at the time you're watching this, the 24th of a month is very soon, it could be happening on the 24th, but this does seem like something that is happening in the very near future. And I just saw 222, and you're group number 2. Another intuitive message that was coming through is a person, so this could be you or someone close to you, who has a name that is very frequently misspelled or mispronounced. And maybe in the past, this person would kind of modify their name to be easier for people to pronounce. Like maybe they came up with a nickname, like, oh, you can just call me this. Or like, let's say this person had a name that comes from another language, and so they have a different name in the language of whatever country they're in, so it's easier for people to address them. But I see someone saying like, no, you can learn my name. You can learn how to pronounce it. It's not rocket science. Like, this is my name and I like it. Okay, so let's get into, oh my gosh, I did it again. I've been meaning to start the readings with a passage from the Crystal Bible. I forgot in group number 1 and then I forgot again, but because I feel like I don't usually do this, but I just wanted to. So let's get a passage for my group number 2s from the Crystal Bible. Ooh, Celestial Quartz, page 242. The color is white, gray, or red. The rarity is rare. It comes from Madagascar, the Himalayas. Celestial quartz is another stone over which confusion reigns. Some celestial quartz, which may be white, gray, or red, is from Madagascar, also known as candle quartz, while other celestial quartz found in the Himalayas looks like nirvana quartz, but does not reach quite the same high vibration. I'm not going to read this whole passage. However, if there's something that is jumping out at you, or you just want to read through this slowly, feel free to pause the video and you can see if there's any messages there for you. But celestial, candle, nirvana, these words are jumping out at me. Madagascar, the Himalayas, the colors white, gray, red, and rare, embracing something that is rare about you. And then the number 242, which could be significant. So let's get into your cards now. I'm going to pull 3 tarot cards and then 3 oracle cards underneath to clarify the messages. And we are going to see the different ways in which you are internally glowing up. How are my group number 2s glowing up? We have the 2 of Swords. Ooh, was your page number was 242, right? Because we have 24 and 2. So that is a significant number. For some of you, like, February 24th could be a significant date. That's like super specific. Or for some of you, like, because leveling up is a process, right? So some of you could have started this process back in 2024 and it's still going. Like, we're not done yet. The upgrades are still coming. You also have Libra energy coming out twice because we have the sign of Libra here on the strawberry card, and the 2 of Swords is associated with the sign of Libra. How are my group number 2s leveling up? We have the 8 of Swords. And we have the Ace of Cups. There is a common theme here of people being blindfolded. And it's interesting that one of the blindfolds is red and one of them is gray, because those were significant colors that came out in the crystal book. It was red, gray, and white. And on this card too, we have red strawberry, white flower. A country with a red and white flag could be significant, or gray. So let's clarify. Yeah, this is a leveling up process that has been happening over time. And it's like small changes that you've made over the months compounding. Let's get a clarifier for our Two of Swords. We have body and soul with the number 5. The card Earth Magic flipped over, but it didn't come out. I will keep it in mind though. To clarify the 8 of Swords. We have 2 cards that are both associated with third eye. That's very interesting because you're blindfolded, but your third eye is open. You're seeing your way through the dark. Seeing beyond the land between. Wow. To clarify the Ace of Cups, we have another third eye card, Wish Upon a Star. Third eye energy is coming through very strongly. So, and blindfold, 2 physical eyes closed. So there's an emphasis on seeing through a situation with your third eye. At the bottom of the tarot deck, we have the 7 of Wands with the imagery of a phoenix rising from the ashes. These images actually look similar. There's like a bird emerging from different elements. Like here, there's a bird emerging from fire, a bird emerging from the water. I almost feel like this is, I feel like a bird, it doesn't have to be a bird, but it's you coming out of the flames and then being doused in water. So imagine you're like, I'm hot, I'm on fire. And then you jump into the water and it's like, now you feel comfortable. So there was maybe something inside of you that had been frustrated or irritated or like inflamed, and that is being soothed. It's interesting, we were talking about changing your diet. For some of you, that could be about reducing inflammation, or something about eating more warming foods or more cooling foods, and or like more cooked food or less cooked food, more raw food, less raw food, more hydration. Yeah, diet is coming through. With the 7 of Wands as the bottom of the deck energy, I feel like this fire started because of too much motion or too much friction. I'm seeing a treadmill, like the conveyor belt of a treadmill, and someone trying to run faster than the treadmill is going. And it's like their shoes are moving so fast and it's causing so much friction that it catches fire. There was an energy of being frustrated, irritable, on edge, highly strung because of trying to race to the finish line, trying to do things urgently, And I feel like you're jumping out of that way of being and jumping into the water and like cooling down. I also feel that if there's any recurring situations in your life that, I want to say, that annoy the fuck out of you, whether that's like a person in your life, a responsibility you have that you don't want to have, something not working the way it's supposed to work. Could be things going on in the world, things going on in your community that just really annoy you, that really frustrate you, that really make you mad. Those things are going to be dissolving. Those things are going to be disappearing. They're going to be getting lost. This is also a time of conflicts being resolved. Anything that's been mentally and emotionally inflaming you is going to be resolved peacefully. The Ace of Cups really feels like inner peace. And Wish Upon a Star, of course, feels like a wish coming true. Some irritant in your environment is going away. And your inner peace can be restored. There may have been something that was really holding you back from making progress that was out of your control. You wanted to move forward with your life, but this annoying restriction was set in place. Something in the 3D world, something in the material world, or you wanted to move forward with your life, but this person or energy or organization or situation was not cooperating. There was an energy around you that was unnecessarily making things difficult for no logical reason. And it was like impossible to reason with this energy. And that is finally going away. And it almost feels anticlimactic. Like it's just getting up and going away. And you still cannot understand its logic, but at least it's gone now. I'm imagining like, this is so strange. I think this is just to illustrate the energy. But it's as if you had like a clown in your house that was just blah, 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 blah all day. And it's like, oh my gosh, I want to focus. I want to do this. I want to do that. But there's this clown in my house. Or like, I want to leave my house, but there's this clown standing in the doorway and I can't go anywhere. And it's just standing there, blah, blah, blah. And you don't know why it's there. You can't reason with them. And then one day the clown just gets up and leaves. And you're like, what the hell was even that? But at least now you can exit your house freely. For some of you, this could have also been something like pain, like chronic pain or chronic fatigue. And it's like, oh my God, this is so frustrating because mentally, like, I have this energy and I have these ideas and I want to do this stuff, but there's this really like annoying thing in the way that's not letting me show up how I want to show up. That's not letting me go where I want to go and do what I want to do. And it feels like it's suddenly dissipating and there's a lack of explanation. Like you don't really understand why, or maybe others can't really explain why. It's as if you had this like chronic pain that just magically disappeared and your doctor's like, I don't know why that happened. Like, just an example, right? But it's like, what was that? And maybe the answers will come, but I feel like right now the main focus is, thank God that's over. And I'm free to do what I want now. And with this comes an immense relief and an immense inner peace. I don't know how else to say it, but like the irritant is gone. And it feels like you're coming out of this hot fire and being soothed by the cool water. I can focus on my wishes. I can focus on my goals now that it's quiet. It's quiet and I can hear myself. With seeing beyond and the land between, I think another part of your inner leveling up is being comfortable in moments of uncertainty and being able to embrace the awkward in-between stages in your growth. As an example, I'm being shown someone's success story. You know, let's say someone became a really successful public figure and in the culture, will talk about their early days. You know, when I just started, I had 50 cents to my name and I had 3 followers and I just had a dream in my garage, in my basement, and I started doing this. And we talk about and glamorize those early days. We also talk about and glamorize the end goal of this big success, but there's a lot of messy in-between moments that we don't necessarily talk about. The failures, the confusion, the pivoting, getting up and starting again, starting from scratch, the conflicts, the self-doubts, the plateaus, the boring parts. Like, there's so much in the middle that we don't talk about because it's not flashy. And a lot of the time, that leads us to be so exposed to these narratives of like, I was just a kid in my garage with 50 cents and now I'm a billionaire. Like, we just hear the beginning of the journey and skip to the end when like 99% of that journey is the messy, confusing middle part. And I think there's something about your inner evolution where you're now very okay with that awkward in-between phase and you embrace it. You embrace the middle of your journey and you see that this is all part of it. And I'm hearing like, this is what figuring it out looks like. This is what the journey to success looks like. It is so rarely like clean and neat with definitive chapters. Oh my gosh, can you imagine writing an autobiography or a biography of someone? How do you do that neatly without going on like 50,000 tangents? Life is messy, man. And I think part of your inner glow up is becoming comfortable with that because you see the vision. Even when it may look messy with your physical eyes, you see the vision and you're committed to your vision and you will never let go of it. And I think there's this unshakable faith in you that everything happening now is a part of my vision coming to fruition. Otherwise, it wouldn't be happening. This is maybe the part that they won't talk about in my success story because it's not like neat and clean cut. It's not catchy. But this is a fundamental part of my manifestation coming to fruition. In fact, each day that passes, no matter how eventful or mundane, is an integral part of my manifestation coming to fruition. I see the vision. I understand. I understand that I'm in the middle, and the middle is a sacred part of the journey, and I must keep moving forward. What you're cultivating within yourself right now, which I think has been there for some time, is this unshakable commitment to your vision and a trust that the universe gets your vision. You have shown the universe your dreams. You have shown the universe your plans. And the universe says, oh my God, I get it. Oh my God, that's amazing. That's genius. I got it. Like, I got this. The universe gets your vision. And the universe is building it with you, with each day that passes, with each moment that passes. Your destiny is inevitable. When I see this person tied up in the red, like I'm thinking of the red thread of fate. This is something I've been thinking about a lot recently. The inevitability of your manifestation coming to pass. When you get it, you get it. Those who understand will understand. It's inevitable. I'm going backwards, like right to left, which, I mean, that's not actually backwards, but in my Western mind, that reads from left to right. I'm like, oh, this is backwards. Anyway, we have the Two of Swords and Body and Soul as another element of your inner glow up. Dragonflies could be significant. Lotuses, I think that's a lotus, could be significant as well. Or lily pads, which is also making me think of frogs. Very cute. Crescent moons as well, because both of these cards have crescent moons on them. And I just think it's so interesting that there's so much like red and gray when those are the significant colors that came out in the crystal book. We have a duality on this card, body and soul, and we have a duality on the Two of Swords. Two of Swords often talks about a duality that is one or the other, or at least it feels that way. I just saw 2244. 242 is your number, if I recall correctly. There could be something pertaining to the duality of your body and soul where they are merging and you're realizing that it's not one or the other, it's both. I sometimes get these ads for, I don't even know what it is, on Instagram. I get these ads and it's this guy saying like, people think your spirit is in your body. It's actually the opposite. Your body is in your spirit. And maybe it's both. There's this realization when it comes to your body and soul that it's not one or the other, it's both. This could be a realization that you're having when it comes to the 3D versus the 5D. You know, it's not like I'm choosing to ground myself in the 3D or I'm choosing to transcend and exist in the 5D. I'm existing in both at the same time, and they exist within each other and they influence each other. My body is a part of my soul and my soul is a part of my body. It may be easier to make, oh yeah, this is beautiful. In this era, it's going to be much easier to make decisions that honor both. There's going to be very, very few, or maybe even no decisions that you have to make that make you feel like you are choosing between honoring the body or honoring the soul. There's going to be very few or no things that make you feel like you have to choose between material progress and spiritual growth. Doing what makes sense in the 3D and doing what you visualize in the 5D. Very few things are going to make you feel like you're choosing. They're going to be happening in harmony. Your 3D and 5D existence is going to be overlapping almost perfectly, blending together. So finally, what I want to do is sort of recap these three energies and roll a die for each of them to see if there's any final messages about them. So let's go in the same order that we started. Any last messages or clarifications about this irritant going away and allowing you inner peace? We have Leo. This is also Leo energy. So I think it was something that was stifling your creativity, stifling your expression, or preventing you from pursuing your passion, preventing you from like expressing your individuality or your authenticity. It also could have been really messing with your self-esteem when this annoying thing was in the way. It made you question yourself or doubt yourself or was messing with your self-esteem in some way. Like, did I do something wrong to bring this into my life? Do I deserve this? Or do I deserve for this to go away and live the life that I want to live? Like it starts messing with your head. It starts making you question yourself. Any clarifications or last messages about owning and thriving in the middle of your journey, in the in-betweens? We have Mars. Aw, it's not even just that you're embracing the in-between, it's that you're getting excited about it. Like, hell yeah, I'm in the middle of my journey. Yeah, I'm in the middle of my novel. I'm in the middle of my movie. The middle is the best parts. Yeah, we gotta start romanticizing the middle. Because I'm thinking about, like, in a movie, the intro has to grab people's attention. The ending has to be noteworthy, has to be climactic, so people talk about it. But you're focusing on all of the in-between, because that's where all the good stuff is in a sandwich. Okay. And I'm thinking of, there's this meme that's like a timeline of someone's life, and it's like birth, what the fuck is this, and death, or something like that. And this is you being like, I want to live in that what the fuck is this. I want to thrive in that. I want to figure out what the fuck it is. Okay. Any clarifications or final messages about your body and soul merging and no longer feeling like your life decisions make you choose one or make you favor one? We have Pluto. Ooh, this is going to be deeply transformative and deeply healing. It may end up being more impactful than you think as your body and soul start to live more in harmony. You may realize in the past just how much they had been separated and just how much they longed for union. Your body and soul were longing for each other because they thrive the best when they can be together. Aww. I don't know if this is exactly relevant to you, but for some reason I'm thinking about it. Maybe this is another message about like your diet, but yesterday I was eating dinner, but I was like watching a video at the same time, and I was thinking about a bunch of stuff. And then I finished eating and I turned off the video and I was just like quiet. And I'm like, whoa, I'm really full. Like I ate too much, but I didn't notice because my mind was so preoccupied. So a big part of advancing your physical health and like taking better care of your body could just be being present with it, spending quality time with it, listening to it. It doesn't always have to be about what you're doing to it, but just letting it be and listening to it. And that's going to get easier. Anyway, I think those are all the messages. We have Mars and Pluto here, so it's giving Scorpio, because Scorpio is associated with both of those planets. We have Mars in Leo, which is quite literally the Seven of Wands. This is Mars in Leo. So that could be significant. I actually think that Mars might be in Leo right now at the time that I'm filming this, but don't quote me on that. If you do feel called to look that up, like when is Mars in Leo, I feel like that is happening now, and that could show you a window of time that is going to be very significant for you. But yeah, okay. Now that's really all the messages. So thank you so much, group number 2, for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. I also want to say thank you to Victasia for collaborating with me. Once again, her reading is going to focus more on the external world. So what is going to be leveling up in your life, in your surroundings? How is your life going to change? So that's going to be linked down below if you would like to check that out. And I recommend you do, to get the full picture of your leveling up, and also just to bask in Victasia's glorious energy. Okay, so thank you very much. Please take good care of yourself. Stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where we now have over 120 exclusive timeless readings, just like the ones here on my channel. We also have 2 new ones every month that you can choose the topic for. So that's going to be linked down below. It's a great time over there. and my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, to your higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hi number threes. So if you guys chose the Amazonite, this is going to be your reading. There's actually already an intuitive message coming through for you. Maybe it's the Amazonite that is making me think this, because I do kind of associate Amazonite with this energy, but part of your transformation is that you are really developing your communication skills. You are becoming a very effective communicator, or you're building a lot more confidence in your communication. Well, probably both. But a specific thing that was coming through is that you are getting better at avoiding or ending interactions that you don't want to have. Because I saw this visual of someone looking at me and mouthing "help me," and it was kind of playful. Like, I'm half joking, but I'm also kind of serious, like, get me out of here. And it looked like a scenario where someone was stuck in a conversation that they didn't want to be having. Maybe it's with a salesperson. Maybe it's just someone who's telling a very long-winded story. Maybe someone's hitting on them and they're not interested, but it's like, get me out of here kind of vibes. And maybe this is an energy check, like if you resonate with this energy. If you've been the type of person who feels awkward to like end something or cut something off, maybe you feel like you're being rude or you're being mean, or you just don't know the timing to end it. Like maybe you get stuck on phone calls, you get stuck in conversations with people, and there's like this very specific message about you're getting very good at just being like, well, it's been great catching up, I gotta go. Or like, that sounds amazing, I'm actually busy right now. Or like, I'm flattered, but I'm not interested. Like, just being able to do that very quickly and effectively and moving along. Okay, that's a really specific message that is coming through. And I also do think for my group number threes that you are going to be receiving more attention and more offers in the near future, or maybe you already are. This could have something to do with a transformation or a leveling up that is happening for you externally. I could definitely see it being related to an internal glow up where your beautiful aura is shining outwards more and people are attracted to it. But there's something about you receiving a lot of attention and receiving a lot of offers. And as is usually the case, you know, if 10 offers are coming your way, you might be interested in 1 or 2. You may not be interested in any of them. So there is something about this next era coming up for you. Like, you're gonna have to get good at keeping it moving along and being like, not interested in that, not interested in that, next, to find what it is that you really want. Interesting. It's like you're hot right now. You're hot right now. You are sought after. You are in high demand. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do in the reading is get a passage for you from the Crystal Bible. Oh my God, you guys, I'm probably gonna cut this out, but I feel like that in itself is a part of your reading, because I went through the Crystal Bible and I landed on a page. Usually the crystal profile starts with a chart that shows like the different properties of it, and then it gets into a blurb about what the crystal is effective for and things like that. And right from the beginning, there was something that kind of threw me off. And I was like, literally thought to myself, this is awkward. And then I just kept reading the passage. I was like, okay, let's brush past that and let's keep reading the passage. And then I got into like the second half of the passage and I was like, okay, I literally don't want to say this on my channel. And so it's like, basically, they're just some things I don't agree with the idea that crystals can like heal, I don't know, like heal a physical ailment or like heal abuse or, you know, things like that. And it was just getting a little bit too like, I'm not gonna say that. So I think that's an excellent example of the energy you're cultivating. You would not be like me and ignore the initial thing that throws you off and is like, maybe I don't like this. And you would just be like, thank you, Crystal Bible. That was great. Anyway, moving on. Whereas I just brushed past it and kept reading. And then it became evident to me that it was not the vibe. Nothing against the book. It's just, it wasn't the vibe for today. So shall we get into your cards? Group number 3. We are going to pull 3 tarot cards. And then we're going to pull 3 oracle cards underneath to clarify it. My group number 3s, how are you evolving and glowing up internally? We have the 3 of Cups, which I should probably cover. Do I have anything? We have some naked girlies. How are my group number 3s leveling up? We have Judgment. And we have the 9 of Wands. I've been feeling called today to put the major arcana first. So I'm gonna put them like this. And then let's get your clarifying oracle cards as well. To clarify the Judgment card, we have, wow, exposed and revealed with the number 21. To clarify the 3 of Cups, we have Divine Matrix with the number 44. And to clarify the 9 of Wands, we have 42, Smoke and Mirrors. Why am I feeling smug right now, group number 3? I feel like you're in this energy of sitting back and watching a situation unfold exactly how your intuition told you it was going to. Isn't that interesting? There's going to be a very satisfying moment of you being proven right. Like your gut instinct was right this whole time. And I don't know if this is just you being satisfied within yourself. Maybe there are some people who questioned you and now you're like, well, would you look at that? It's exactly what I said would happen. But it feels very satisfying. It feels very validating for you because it's just such a strong confirmation. And like, even thinking about the previous messages that have come up, this just feels like such a strong confirmation that you can and should listen to and honor your gut instincts the first time. Because your gut instincts are accurate as shit, group number 3. Your very first card that came out was Mercury in Cancer. If that is not the most intuitive MF you have ever heard of. Mercury in Cancer. Three of Cups, that's the astrological association. We also have Scorpio energy here with Judgment. We have Moon in Sagittarius with the Nine of Wands. These are super specific. You don't need to get too caught up in the signs, but just in case they're relevant for someone. At the bottom of the deck, we have Eight of Wands, which is Mercury in Sagittarius. And these arrows are making me think you're bang on. You're right on target. I wonder if some of you who chose this group are readers, like if you read tarot cards or do some other form of divination, or if you're just predicting shit all the time. Because I feel like your intuition really is bang on. And this glow up, it's not even necessarily about your intuition strengthening, because it always has been very strong. It's just about you validating it and allowing yourself to feel satisfied that your intuition was correct. And to even feel proud. The reason I say you should feel proud is because in any corner you turn in this world, there's going to be someone or something trying to make you doubt your intuition, to impose their narrative on you instead, or to make you doubt yourself so that they can feel more powerful. So remaining true to your gut feelings and saying like, no, I know I'm right. I know my vision for my life, the way I see it, is accurate. That's kind of freaking badass. I'm thinking of that audio that's like, everything I say is true and accurate. I feel like that's you. There is such a satisfying moment in your future where you are going to be proven right in a big way. This is Pluto. This is monumental. Okay, for some of you, this is a really, really big manifestation that you have been, quote unquote, delusionally believing in for months or even years with little to no 3D proof. And you're like, you know what? I don't care. Like, I know it's coming and you can't tell me otherwise. I'm even thinking of that first energy we picked up on in the context of watching a reading. It's like, I could see you watching a reading and in the first 2 minutes, the reader's like, so I feel like this manifestation is like, it's just not for you. Like, it's just not meant to happen in this lifetime. Like, the universe has something better for you. And you're like, nope, click off the video. You're like, not even like, let me see what this reader has to say. Like, let them cook. It's like, no, that message is not for me, because in fact, my manifestation is coming and you seem to be picking up on someone else's energy. It's, you know, I don't doubt your reading abilities. This is just not my reading, and I'm very sure of that. Good day to you, sir, ma'am. Like, this is the vibe that you're in. It's certainty, but in no sense are you like cocky or stubborn about your vision. You're just certain. As certain as you are that the sky is blue. Like, that's what it feels like to you. If someone tried to convince you that the sky isn't blue and you refuse to believe what they're saying, are they gonna start calling you stubborn? Are they gonna start calling you like, oh, you think you're so accurate about everything? It's like, bro, I don't know what to tell you. Like, the sky is blue. This is the level of certainty that you are building with your intuition and with your vision for your future. It literally will happen. You have this greater perspective with the Judgment card. You have this bird's eye view. And I love the illustration in this deck. This is you flying over mountains, and the mountains represent obstacles. The mountains don't scare you. The universe wouldn't put the mountains there unless there was some way for you to fly over them. In group number 2, I was also kind of comparing a life journey to a movie. But a movie wouldn't introduce conflict unless it was like gonna further the plot or get resolved or be relevant to the story in some way. Like, I think you trust in your higher self as well, that anything that appears in your path is for a reason. It's to advance your plot. It's to advance your character growth. And a question wouldn't be introduced into the story of your life unless there was an answer, unless there was a resolution to it. And you know that your higher self wouldn't lead you on, or the universe wouldn't lead you on. If it's taken you this far down the path, it's going to take you to the end of it. And I'm hearing, I'll go as far as it takes. I have time. I have time for my life. I have time for my dreams. I'll go as far as it takes. I'll go as long as it takes. And I'm not scared. I'm not scared of any mountains. So like, bring it on. I'm here. I know where I'm going. I just saw 1717, which is the number of the star. And I definitely feel that in your energy. I definitely feel that. I also love that we have the number 21 here, because that's the number of the world card, which comes after judgment. And that's completion. That's fruition. That's something coming full circle. And this is the solar plexus, being confident in your own judgments, being confident in your own vision. Absolutely. You may start to become more visible if that's something that you want. Start to put yourself out there more. And what I mean by that is sharing your thoughts, sharing your ideas, sharing your talents, sharing your gifts. Just so that those who may benefit will find it. Those who may resonate will find it. I don't necessarily see you like aggressively promoting yourself or actively trying to reach as many people as possible. I see you doing your part by putting your message out there or putting your gift out there, and then trusting like whoever needs to find it is going to find it. My people will recognize me. My people will find it. Oh, you're so cool. You're so cool in Badass Group 3. You're like, I'm going to do my thing and the universe is going to do its thing. And the level of like trust is just so inspiring to me. Hats off to you, group number 3. Whether you've always been like this or you've cultivated this certainty, I love it and I'm feeling inspired by it, and I should be taking notes from you, clearly. Okay. Next, we have 3 of Cups and Divine Matrix with the number 44. This is very interesting. So you are calling in your soul family with this 3 of Cups, and calling in, inviting others to be a part of your manifestation process. And that is a very sacred thing. I don't think I need to tell you, group number 3, but sometimes you don't want to be running around and blabbing your intentions to everybody or sharing what you're manifesting with everybody. Sometimes you just want to keep it to yourself and keep that energy pure inside of you. When you feel a bond with someone and feel like they're on that frequency with you, and you trust them enough to share what the world you're creating, the reality you're creating, that's like a really intimate thing. And this indicates you manifesting these soul bonds, this soul family with whom you can comfortably and confidently share what you're manifesting, because you know that not only will they receive your vision and understand your vision, but them knowing about it amplifies the manifestation because they believe in it so much too. This feels like a tight-knit soul family that believes in each other so much. So let's say there's 3 of you and you all know about each other's manifestations and you're all manifesting them together. That triples your creative power. There's something like that where maybe in the past you had this association of like, I shouldn't tell people what my plans are. I shouldn't tell people what my intentions are because they're just going to like mess with the energy, or like I don't want them projecting their limiting beliefs onto it, which can be very true for the most part. But I feel like you're shifting into this mindset of, what if it could actually be beneficial in some cases to share my dreams with some people in a very selective manner? But you're manifesting this soul family with which you can do so, which makes your manifestations more powerful. They could come to pass more quickly, more easily, or be bigger, and also be more exciting, because then when your desired reality is here and you get to celebrate it with other people who are just as excited as you are because they love you so much, and they are in awe of how the universe delivers every time, it's like you're growing your faith together and you're celebrating together. And so that feeling of joy is also multiplied. It's your spiritual soul tribe, and you're super powerful together. I probably said the word powerful like 80 times, but I just saw 2222 as well. So if that's not a confirmation of soul family, I don't know what is. And oh yeah, like feminine energy, divine feminine energy could be significant. We do see like women celebrating on this card. The Cancer energy, that is feminine. And then the word matrix made me think of feminine energy as well, because matrix is like the mother. There could be something about like this sacred space where your manifestations are born, or you're embracing a divine feminine way of manifesting, which is embracing chaos and being in a state of allowing and receptivity, and very much following your intuition, as opposed to trying to make everything structured and orderly and trying to have everything make sense to the conscious mind. Okay, finally, we have the Nine of Wands and we have Smoke and Mirrors. I'm so glad that I chose to use this tarot deck, because specifically in this deck, the imagery of the Nine of Wands, I always felt like this person was making the sunflowers bend to their will. And I feel like that's really fitting for your messages today, because you are becoming able to bend reality to your will. We have Smoke and Mirrors, which does feel like an illusion, but this card is associated with the third eye chakra. So this is the ability to see beyond the illusions. This is I feel like I'm saying a very obvious thing. Everything existed as an idea before it existed in the physical reality. Everything existed as a visualization, as a dream, as a delusion perhaps, before it became real. I think this is really just your energy of willing things into existence, and also you are stronger and more powerful when you stop trying to make sense of everything, because there's a humility in that. I see this human trying to make sense of everything and trying to decide what is realistic and what isn't. And there's this huge, vast divine mother watching the puny little human doing this and laughing like, silly human. You can't discern that with your human brain. And it's this release of like, I accept that realistic is a human construct, that delusional is a human construct, that possible, impossible, likely, unlikely, practical, impractical, logical, illogical is just a human construct. And it is so limiting to try to define our life experience with these terms and to try to limit what we can create with these terms. Like, I want to say mother. Okay, the universe feels like a divine mother. I recognize and I embrace that I cannot make sense of any of this, and I am dancing in your chaos. And it's not up to me ugh, like it feels, that's what feels like cocky or arrogant, is to try to put the universe's chaotic magic in a box and be like, that sounds delusional, that sounds unrealistic. What do you know, human? What do you know? Okay, like there's something really magical here. Like you're surrendering to the divine feminine, you're surrendering to the divine mother who is infinitely wise, infinitely generous, infinitely loving. There's a specific oracle deck that I want to bring out for you. It's actually one of my favorites, the Divine Abundance Oracle. I just want to pull a card from here and see what the message is for you. Also interesting that all of the people appearing on your cards are feminine. Does the Divine Abundance Oracle have a message for my group number 3s? Ooh. Yes, in fact, she has 3 messages. Okay. So we have trust. Allow me, divine, to give you my deepest longings, trusting you to know exactly how to handle them. We have deepening. Once you're on earth for enough lifetimes, your old soul will begin to long for non-grasping, detachment, and surrender. They bring the peace of God. And then we have limitless. See yourself open to receive in the most miraculous ways. The divine can use anything and anyone. Butterflies as well as black cats could be a significant symbol for you. But the last thing I want to do in this reading is we're going to roll a die for each of these 3 energies to sort of just recap it and see if there's any additional clarifications that Spirit wants to bring. So we'll start with this moment of the situation unfolding exactly as you thought, and you feeling this kind of smug satisfaction. Anything that Spirit wants to clarify about this? We have the number 6. Okay, so what I want to say is you had proof. So you're like documented, basically, saying what was going to happen. Maybe you wrote something in your journal. Maybe you told somebody. Maybe you texted someone about it. You posted about it. But it's like, I feel like there's this tangible evidence of like, let it be known, this is what I said was going to happen. Oh, wow. Okay. This is really cool because some of you might have forgotten about this. Imagine something big manifests in your life, and then you find your old journal from like 10 years ago, and you are writing in that journal. You from 10 years ago is writing exactly what's going to happen. And you're like, holy crap, I predicted that. It's just such a cool and satisfying and full circle moment. And yes, I do feel the presence of someone who was doubting. And it's like, who's laughing now? Not that I'm going to rub it in your face, but I told you. Okay. Let's clarify your beautiful soul family. We have Mars. So it's interesting that we got so much divine feminine energy, and then we get Mars, which is like the masculine planet. I really don't think that the gender of people matters, and just because you are cultivating divine feminine energy, it doesn't mean that you are disregarding or not working with masculine energy, because one cannot exist without the other, and they very much need each other. So I think this is here just as a piece of advice from Spirit. just in case anyone needed to hear it, I'm sure, whatever. Cultivating and working with and embracing and honoring the divine feminine energy does not mean that you start going like, ugh, masculine energy is so this, it's so that. Like, no, they're both beautiful and they're both needed. We do on Earth see distorted masculine energy and distorted feminine energy, which can kind of mess with our relationship with it and our perception of it. But this is a falsehood of the earthly plane that like lifting up one energy somehow puts down the other. And we see this a lot in our society. Like, oh, if you're a feminist, it means you hate men. Like, no. Uplifting one does not mean putting down the other. And so honestly, like, true divine feminine and true divine masculine energy ascend together. If one is being uplifted, then the other is being uplifted. If divine feminine energy is going up and something else is going down, that's not divine masculine energy. I don't know what that is, but some distorted version of it. If divine feminine energy rising is somehow threatening to it, then that's not divine masculine energy, because they rise together. Pay attention to that in your life, because you might see other falsehoods like that. Because polarities thrive together, they rise together. You can spot what is a fake. How do I even say that? You can spot what is a fake pairing, because they shouldn't be going like this. They should be ascending in unison. That's how you know they're a true divine pairing. I don't even know what I'm saying, but that's what I just felt. Okay. That is definitely something to think about. Because I'm starting to make some connections in my own mind. Okay. What else can we say about your surrendering to the Divine Mother and reality bending to your will? We have the number 5. So that's, sorry for the squeal. That's creativity. That's creative energy. 5 is also the number of change. And oh, I love this because these are astro dice. So the 5 corresponds to the 5th house, which is fun, leisure, playfulness. Manifesting, the process of manifesting is about to get, or is getting as we speak, so fun for you. As it should be. This is a process that can and should be filled with joy. I'm so excited for you, group number 3, and I just thank you for letting me sit with your energy. This was a really cool group and cool messages. I mean, I hope you feel that way as well. But yeah, thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. And thank you to Victasia for collaborating with me. Once again, her reading is going to be more so focused on the external things, how your life is changing, how your environment and your circumstances are changing and leveling up. So if you would like to check out her reading, that's going to be linked down below. And I recommend you do, so that you can get the full picture and also be introduced to Victasia if you haven't already. You will love her energy. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching. I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have a link down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where we now have over 120 timeless exclusive readings, just like the ones here on my channel. And we also have 2 new ones every month, and you can choose a topic for those. It's a great time over there. And my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video, that is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, your soul family as well, your beautiful soul family, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.